Don't know. Don't know. Oh. What's up, guys? It's been a hot minute. Weird. Don't mind me, guys. I'm just doing some eBay stuff behind the camera, so I might be a little quiet. But if you have any questions or anything, or want to chat, whatever, just say what's up. I'm here. I'm just in the background. And if it's your first time here, introduce yourself. Okay. What's up, Levi? Need to do a live on your tank here soon. Should post an update video. Got tons of growth, so. I mean, I know I'd like to see it. Especially if you do like some like before and after pictures. I mean, yours has grown a ton, even in the last like month. It's pretty crazy. Okay. Well, I just did that, so. What is this one? Had to put up the mirror again. The what's it called? It wasn't the Dottie this time. It was the female clown bullying the male. And for some reason, you put that up and she just stops. So I don't know. I definitely got to get the 80 set up sooner than later, but got other things that need to be done before that. So yeah. Yeah, mirror trick does work pretty decent. It's not a fix-all, that's for sure, but it does pretty good. I was quite surprised at how well it works. Yeah, Duncan's gum come a long ways from where it was sitting underneath the Setosa. Now the what's it called? Um, oh man, Mike, you're losing it. The sun-kissed bubble or bounce, sun-kissed bounce is stretching for light because the Setosa is so big over there on the back side. So I gotta probably next week here. I gotta take some frags off that Setosa so that it can grow. Underneath can get some light, but as you can see, the frag rack, it's tiny because it's a small tank, but the frag rack is filled up, so I need to get some frags out of there. I mean, it's not that it's just stretching for it. It's not, because, well, let me just move this real quick. Yeah, it's only stretching a little bit for it, so I'm not too worried, but it's enough to notice. Kind of like when the Duncan wasn't opening anymore. Now thing is massive. I do like those little frag rocks. Those are really cool. Thank you for giving them to me, by the way. Oh, fudge. Oh. I kind of thought about putting the other one in there and taking the um, bubblegum digi right there and putting it on, but I don't, at this point, I don't even know where I'd put it. So, I mean, I'm definitely running out of real estate to be able to put stuff. What's up, Joseph? How's it going? Um, I don't know. I think I'll have to figure out a place definitely for the bubblegum digi. It's kind of overgrowing the whole frag rack up there, and having the windows open the last 2 weeks, the pH has been like not through the roof, but it's been really high. So it's like the growth in the tank. You can watch the Montes grow with high pH days. Like it's crazy. Even the SPS up top, the acros, that old acro that I've had forever, the base of it is almost all covered now. The middle one that I had almost killed, that little fragment that I had, that is all starting to spread on the frag plug. Um, yeah, of course the green slimer, the base is starting to expand again. I got 2 shoots off the base. That shoot right there is all new growth since I put it in. The frag itself is just this little piece over here, but and then you got the old, you can't rely on it right there, that little guy up top hasn't done a thing. It's just been kind of sitting in cruise control up there, so I'll have to watch that, see how that goes. But And other than that, everything looks really good. The jawbreaker is absolutely massive, and I don't know if that's a jawbreaker above it. You can't really see it. It's tucked into the rocks, but um, I think it was the green and orange shroom that was out front, and just so much flow, it kind of just took off, and I thought it melted away, but it looks more like that green and orange shroom than anything. How much does this beauty cost? I'm a river fish breeder. Well, the tank itself was $199. The light was another $150. As for coral, uh, coral ranges quite a bit cost-wise. Like you can buy it locally if there's anybody local, you know, any other local reefers. Usually pretty decently cheap. People don't really ask a bunch for it. Sometimes people are even like trying to just give it away. Like at this point, I might just have to give some of this bubblegum digi and forest fire digi away because it's just it's it's growing so fast. But I'd say all in, this is probably with frags and coral and fish. Geez, I don't know. I'd say probably $900 to $1,000, roughly. Um, just from, I mean, you're talking. I think there's like 50 things of coral, 50 different coral in here, roughly. I say different. I did just different versions of pretty much the same thing. Like I have Monty Digis in here. I have encrusting Monties, Acropora, some Setosa, some shrooms, chalices. I do have quite a bit of different ones in here, but I think there's like, yeah, roughly like 50 different coral. And the tank's only a 13 and a half, so it's really small. It's not a big tank, so. I don't know about a giveaway just yet. Maybe. I got enough pieces up there. I could definitely do it. I just don't want to ship. That's the problem. If I could, you know, do it where I didn't have to ship the coral, I would do that. But I don't know. I thought about at least. I do have them up on the main saltwater Facebook page, as you know. Maybe I can get some interest on it. See if anybody wants to buy them, but nobody has any interest in them. Well, one person did, but she wanted me to ship, and I told her I'd rather not. But I did break a piece off. It's the biggest frag out back there right now. It's right on the back part of it. Oh, the other day when I was cleaning, I just touched it and it snapped at the base, which is fine, but because the digi grows quite fast, that forest fire digi. Oh, your bird's nest? Yeah, it took me a second to try and figure out what the heck you were talking about, but yeah, your bird's nest would be a nice one to put up there. I also got to break off. can't really see it over here. There's a frag plug in there so that I can get some frags of the zoas. This is another one right here which has like 10, probably 10 polyps of purple monsters on it. And then this one down here, I gotta pull those off, but I just don't have any room at this point, so maybe. We'll have to see. Hopefully somebody wants to buy some SPS. I'd like to get rid of some of those digis up there so that I have more room, but you know, not everybody wants to grow SPS, even though those are relatively easier SPS to grow, but what do you breed for river fish? If you're still in here, that'd be cool to find out. Finally got my SPS looking good at the moment. Yeah, I mean, when you had high phosphates like that, I mean, it's just one of those things. Good thing you tested so that you caught it, but it's definitely an issue for sure when you get it that high. But I mean, I thought even your what's it called at the time was looking good. Your Slimer was looking good, but now you got all kinds of different ones in there. What is the? I can't think of it. It's like the Tiffany blue. Strawberry Fields. The Strawberry Fields looks killer. Like that thing looks amazing. Ooh. I just like the color. The Strawberry Fields, like the color of it is just ridiculous. Like that Tiffany blue, and I don't know, looks amazing. They said we'll have to get an update on that tank here soon because it's come a long way. It's still got some, algae to deal with, but that's nothing. You're gonna have it there one way or another. I still have bubble algae in certain, like, especially over here. I don't know why the crabs don't come over here, but I got a couple of patches over here, and on the back side, very similar patches. Like, I don't know, it just don't make any sense. But what are you gonna do? You can't be perfect. You can just try as best you can to be perfect. Oh, oh my god, I think I need a coffee. Have you tested recently? Like this week? I gotta do mine. Not today, but tomorrow, just so I can see if mine's kind of staying the same at the moment. So, I think I told you last time I checked, my nitrates were like 10, maybe a smidge lower, just because the color was a little bit lighter, but not much. My phosphates were up to point 1, and my elk was back down to like 9.4. So, testing or your video, either way. But I will say this, I do like the saltwater color chart, the way they have it set up. It's not the best, but if you use like natural lighting, perfect. I just go to my bedroom and put it on the windowsill. That's all I do. Seems to work pretty good. But oh. Got so cold out last night because all the windows are open in the house, so that we don't have to run the ACs. Because a few days ago it was so hot that you had to have the ACs in, and then within a few days it was not hot anymore where you needed the ACs. So all the windows were open nonetheless, and the freaking tank this morning was at, like, I think it got down to 72 degrees. So even with the heater on, inside the house was like 60, 58, 60. So everything looks good though. I mean, I'd rather the temperature be lower than too high, so can't be too upset, I guess. Thanks, Jarvin. Yeah, really love this tank. I think it's coming up on a year and a half now. Pretty close. Let's see. March, April, May, June. End of July, it will be a year and a half old. And thank you for subbing. That's awesome. Like I said, this I've said it before. You probably haven't heard, but I said it before. This tank has surprised me on how much love it gets from everybody. So it's really nice. It's nice to see, because this tank is. I've been reefing for like 15 years, and I mean, I've had a little bit of everything. So thanks, Jaron. It's awesome. Jeez, Levi, 83. Holy smoly. Yeah, that's when mine, like when I put the ACs in were the other day, because it was like I said, the heat, like it was like humid, you know. So that's actually what I started out with was freshwater. Um, I had some Oscars when I was just a kid in high school, and probably even before that. I think I was um, in middle school when I had my Oscars, and I bumped them up to like a 55-gallon tank, and just not that I fell out of like passion for them. It's just I went to a store and I seen my first reef tank, and that was it. Like once I seen my first reef tank, it was over. The bug had bit me, and since then I've pretty much been into saltwater tanks, and I feel this my own opinion. I feel that they are easier than freshwater. I know a lot of people might not think that, but when it comes to clarity and just overall, I mean, you can run these tanks relatively without like any kind of filtration, and they usually do pretty good, especially if you do like hardier coral. I mean, hardier coral, you could get away with quite a bit of lack in maintenance, I guess you would say. But that's why I like freshwater guys. Like, I praise them, because if you have a nice freshwater tank, whew, you put in some work, you know what you're doing. Um, Not to say that that doesn't happen with saltwater as well. It's just not exactly, like I said, you can make a saltwater tank look good without it even being like, you could have crazy nutrients in it, and the tank would still look relatively good. Um, I don't know. I just, like I said, I fell in love with it back in the day, and first tank was a 10-gallon, about the same size as this thing, and yeah, it's good to see some appreciation for the tanks, especially. I mean, I wouldn't have posted any of my tanks that I had back in the day. None of those. My 10-gallon had a yellow tang in it that I quote unquote saved from Petco at the time. It was $49, I believe, at the time. So $50 for a yellow tang back in the day, and now the prices of them are insane. Even the captive bred ones are pretty crazy. Which, it's good we have captive bred, finally. But ouch. Oof. But I do have another project being planned, I should say. It's going to be quite a bit of work, but for a tank that was free, I couldn't pass it up. So, that being said, is an 80-gallon rimless outside that I got to reseal it, and then I got to build a stand and do all the filtration for plumbing, and it's going to be a little bit of work, but then I got to pick up all of my electronics, my power heads, my return pump, my lights. What else? I'll probably put not a small, but a relatively smaller sized protein skimmer on it. Yeah, it's pretty much gonna be a custom build almost. So custom in the idea that I'm building it myself, but that's about it. And I think I will have to. A couple of the seams on it they don't look right, so I might grab some woodworking, like, I don't know what to call them, but like molds or holding molds, brackets, just so that it can hold the shape of the tank after I scrape all new silicone off, and I can not have to worry about the sides and all that stuff. Yes, I have dealt with power outages. So I use a generator for that, and that was because back in 2016 here in Maine, we had a relatively decent, like, ice storm come through when I was living in southern Maine, and we had lost power down there at the time for, it was like almost 2 days, and I had a 40-gallon breeder at the time that got down to, I think it was 58 degrees, middle of winter. So I went out and I bought a generator. Of course, everybody else and their mother did the same thing. They all bought generators as well, so I bought the last floor model that was available. So that's my backup plan for if I ever lose power. I have my generator if it's for too long. And all I do is I run my power heads, so I'm not, like, using too much if I need to use the generator for, say, like the refrigerator or the furnace. But yeah, that's my take on it. A lot of people use battery backups. The only problem with a battery backup is it only lasts for so long before it needs to be charged. And for me, I'd rather have a generator that runs off of gasoline so that I can keep this and keep my house functioning if I need to. this past winter, I believe, we lost. Was it winter? No, it was just before winter. It was fall. We lost power for like 6 hours, I think, and the tank had nothing in it. I didn't have a bubbler. I didn't have any um, power heads going, and I didn't lose anything. I didn't lose fish. I didn't lose coral or anything like that. So, um, yeah, I hope that helps answer your question a little bit. But for me, I don't want to have to worry about not being like guaranteed on power for a long period of time. So if you can find a generator that is relatively inexpensive, that's your best bet. 100% a generator. Yeah, frequent outages is not ideal, obviously, but if you have a backup plan in place, then it should be all right. But like where I live, we don't really have frequent outages. I even asked the people when I bought this house that I bought, I said, "Do you guys lose power a lot?" And they were like, "Oh no." And within like the first 3 months, we lost power like 6 times. That being said, it hasn't been like that since. But yeah, my backup plan is the generator, and I think it's a Generac 3300, so it's not big. Very easy to move if I need to. And if I need to hook it up to the refrigerator or anything like that, I could do that. But I also should probably. I've been thinking about well, not making, but installing a generator switch that goes straight to my fuse box so that I have the ability to run my generator for the house, and I can, turn off certain parts of the house to be able to run the generator off of it. But or I could be like my brother and install a propane Generac which kicks on as soon as the power goes out. So, but I haven't forked the coin out for that kind of setup yet. But yeah, you definitely want a backup plan for power if you do have a reef tank. Just because you know it is not a cheap adventure, and it sucks to watch any life die, especially one that you have cared for and tried to make perfect as you can. But um, take her easy, Javon. Hope to see you soon on the lives if I have another one soon here. Haven't had one in a few days, or actually a few weeks, so figured probably should. Oof, legs. Virgin Islands. Oof. I'd be worried more about, like, I don't know, natural disaster, I guess, coming through. But mm. Well, guys, I think I'm going to cut it short, actually, because I got to get some coffee in me and I got to list some things on eBay. But I figured I was going to just do a quick little video for everybody and answer some questions if you guys needed. But I do have some stuff I should be doing. Um, specifically getting my pool ready for tomorrow. But yeah, I'll cut it short here, guys. Thanks for stopping by, and I will be having another live here soon, probably when I am doing maintenance on the tank. All right, later.